Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Everything is Bad new Fangled motion picture show.
We did it, Nolan.
What do we do?
100 episodes of the Everything is Bad new Fangled motion picture show.
100th episode spectacular!
Yeah. Something like that. 100 episodes and 200 views. Oh, yeah.
Alright. Them's good.
That's shouting into the void, as it were.
Yes, well. So, you know now what they say? That cat Shaft's one bad mother.
Shut the fuck up.
Wow.
I went with the one from the movie. Mild spoiler. That's how it goes in the movie.
That's how it goes in the new movie.
I didn't get the line wrong. That's how it is in the new movie. Anyway, so, yeah, you're sure this is 100 episodes?
Yes.
Oof, boy. Here we are, starting with Alien Covenant. And here we are at Shaft. Which, is a really fun movie.
Well, hold on.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, a little bit of housekeeping. I'm Niall.
And I'm Nolan.
And we're going to be doing a spoiler-free review and then giving you a spoiler warning, after which we'll go more in depth into the movie, talk about it some more. So, without further ado. Yeah, Shaft, go see it.
Yeah, definitely. It's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. And I here's the thing. I say, oh, this movie's really good. Go see it. When I say that, I don't mean, hey, this is a movie you really need to see in theater. Go see it. But any movie I'm even remotely interested in, I will absolutely go pay for a movie ticket to see it. Personally. Yeah. So, I mean, don't feel like this is something you have to see in theaters, because, I mean, it's Shaft. It's not like some visual effects heavy extravaganza. Yeah. So, Shaft 3, which is just called Shaft.
Well, it sticks with the naming convention, because Shaft 2 was just called Shaft.
Right.
Because they decided that the 3 Shaft movies would be a trilogy. See, the first time when they redid it in 2000 with Sam Jackson, that was a reboot. But now, because of the events of this one, they're like, no, that first Shaft movie from 1971, that was the first Shaft. Second Shaft movie with Sam Jackson, that was the second Shaft movie in a trilogy, and this is Shaft 3. All 3 movies are just titled Shaft.
Yep. So Shaft 2019, as you might find it on IMDb. Yeah, it's a really fun movie. I just genuinely enjoyed watching this movie from start to end. And it's sort of an interesting. It's weird that it's even in theater, right?
Yeah. So as I was reading up, the only place where there is a theatrical release of this movie is in North America. All the rest of the world is getting it as a Netflix movie.
Which
Netflix produced this movie.
Which, I mean, it kind of feels in some ways like a Netflix movie, just because, like, it's a fairly small scale movie, you know?
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like anything that you would need in, like, a huge, major company to produce for you. Well, wasn't the main producing studio of this was Columbia TriStar, right?
They were the distributor anyway. Or theatrical distributor.
Yeah, I don't know. But
yeah, it was a Columbia TriStar film.
Right. So, yeah, this movie though, it's a lot of fun.
Unless you're easily offended by swearing.
Yeah.
And talk about like sex acts and stuff.
Yeah.
But
wait, if you are, why are you seeing Shaft?
It's a good question. So for everyone else, just sit down and enjoy this movie.
Yeah. Now, were the other 2 movies comedies?
No.
This
is a comedy.
This is a comedy.
This is a comedy with action. It's like Beverly Hills Cop was, sort of in that vein.
Or like the remake of 21 Jump Street.
Yeah.
A little more.
Yeah, the other two movies,
comedy.
the previous,
a little less comedy, more action than that.
Yeah, the previous movies were definitely not comedies. They took themselves a lot more seriously. This movie goes the comedic route. Still some serious stuff they're dealing with. Lots of action and
gunfights
and stuff.
And like the main character, who's the son of Sam Jackson's Shaft, like dealing with father issues and Shaft being a bad father to him and stuff like that. So yeah, there's like some pretty serious stuff going on. And I think the reason it's a comedy is because they took a look at Shaft and went, we can't make this character in a movie and take it seriously. There's just no way.
Yeah, I mean, it worked in 1971 as a blaxploitation film. It kind of worked as a remake just based on the nostalgia from the first one. But then anymore, it's like, the character's kind of ridiculous in a modern setting.
Yeah, so... Yeah, they really didn't have much of an option other than to make it a comedy. So that's what they did. And it worked out really well. Because really, go back and watch the old Shaft movies and don't laugh at those. I dare you.
Yeah. It's hard to laugh. It's hard to watch any blaxploitation film and not laugh at it anyway.
With how anymore,
yeah.
But I think they do a really good job of balancing the comedy and the more serious.
Yeah,
stuff.
It's not like all comedy. There's lots of more serious stuff. One thing I thought was cool though is they brought in the original Shaft of Richard Roundtree.
Yep.
Still around, still acting. And although he plays Sam Jackson's father, they're only 6 years apart in age.
Yeah. The Richard Roundtree in this was pretty funny.
Yeah. Well, I've seen him in a bunch of movies, and I kind of feel like I've seen him in more comedic roles than I have serious roles.
Think so?
Yeah, not necessarily. Well, I don't know. From what I remember off the top of my head, and not necessarily movies that were comedies, but the role he had was, was sort of a funny character, though.
There was a Lethal Weapon TV series in 2018.
Yeah, you didn't know about that?
No. But anyway, so yeah, this I do recommend checking out this movie. If you don't catch it in theater, not the end of the world.
It'll be on Netflix soon, probably.
Probably. Although it's it's a little disheartening, when you see a movie and you're like, I really enjoyed this movie. I think this was a really good movie. But there was only 20 people in my theater when I saw this, because that's how it was
basically
for us.
The way it was for us is they we almost filled the front row, and there was nobody behind us or in front of it, or not the front row, but
the front of the back area.
Yeah, the middle sort of row where we tend to sit. Most of those seats were filled, and there wasn't anyone in front of us. Maybe a couple people behind us.
Yeah, there was hardly anyone in there. Although someone in there was smoking marijuana.
Yeah.
Man, there was just a couple spots where it just real obvious. But anyway, I go check this movie out. It's a lot of fun. And it's really interesting how they frame this character, and who's just a ridiculous character who cannot really exist in our world with our current beliefs and morals, but how they frame this character in that setting, and Sam Jackson Shaft dealing with his son who's, aware of these things in like cultural and social stuff.
Yeah, he's a more typical like progressive millennial type.
Yeah.
Um,
And yeah, his father trying to deal with him in that sense is pretty amusing.
they become kind of an odd couple team.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's throw up a spoiler warning
Yep.
and discuss this. Some of the interesting.
Richard Roundtree had one of my favorite lines in this movie.
Was it when he was like, "Did you?" It was like, "Did you get in a knife fight?"
He goes, "Oh hell no, I shot him."
Yeah. Like, oh hell no, I shot him. But yeah, he kills this guy. It takes the knife off the guy, and then, like Sam Jackson goes, looks at him holding the knife. He's like, "Did you get in a knife fight?" Oh hell no, I shot him.
Yeah, this whole movie's full of humor like that. A lot of really well delivered jokes. Just, I mean, but it's real easy when you have a character as ridiculous as Shaft.
Yeah. Well, they're including the man. That cat Shaft is one bad mother. Shut the fuck up. So Shaft's ex, the mother of his son, he hasn't seen his son since he was an infant, because this drug lord put out a hit on him, and so in order to keep his son and the woman he loves safe, they go away, move away somewhere else, and leave Shaft. But Shaft does send him birthday and Christmas presents every year, but they're always like really inappropriate things, like boxes of porn, condoms,
a Super Bowl ring.
I don't know if that was inappropriate, but it was funny. It was like a Super Bowl.
Because the child was like 5 at the time or something.
Yeah.
So,
but anyway, guy grows up. Well, the joke is because Shaft sort of sneaks in onto his ex's a date she's on, and her date knows who Shaft is because Shaft is like famous in Harlem, in New York, and he's like, "Wow, you had a kid with Shaft." You know what they say? That cat Shaft is one bad mother, and she's just pissed about the whole situation because Shaft like nosing in on her date, and she's just like, "Shut the fuck up, Roy," or whatever, Rob, or whatever his name was. Ron. So neither of those. R.O.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so Shaft's son grows up, becomes a analyst for the FBI, and then his best friend,
which is working for the man.
Yep, never a good thing. As far as Shaft's concerned, and then his best friend, an army veteran who was gotten to drugs after Afghanistan, but had been clean for a while, turns up with an OD. But the toxicology report shows that there's no way he could have had that much heroin in his system. He would have died long before that. So now he's investigating the murder of his friend, and the only place he can turn is his father, Shaft, the Harlem renowned private investigator.
Formerly a police detective.
Yeah. At least this version. I don't think in the original Shaft he was a cop. He was just a private eye. Anyway. So yeah, they're working on solving this whole thing. And that's the rest of the movie.
Yep. And yeah, antics ensue. And they catch the bad guy.
Catch the bad guy. Have fun along the way. Gets the girl. All that stuff.
Yep. The girl who is Storm.
Yeah.
In the current X-Men. The formerly current X-Men?
Yeah.
How does that work?
I don't know. So anyway, that not a whole lot else to say, really. Just
yeah. And it's a genuinely funny movie.
Don't have any complaints about the movie.
Yeah.
Usually this section is reserved for the problems we have with the movies, but nothing really there.
Nope. So, yay, 100 episodes. Our next one, our 101st episode, is going to be Toy Story 4.
Yep.
I'm predicting that it's going to be an enjoyable movie with all of the charm you've come to expect from Pixar at this point. I just really freaking wish they would stop making Toy Story movies. I think it makes the emotions of the previous movies have less meaning. They just keep cranking these things out.
Yeah.
So
At this point, they're just kind of like cash grabs.
yeah. I mean, as much as I want everything that Keanu Reeves is in to be a success, I just really wish they would stop it already. And I'm sure this will do well. It seems to be getting good reviews so far. There was, I don't, what did I count, like, the first, 6 showings at the theater we're going to go see it at all started, within a half an hour block.
Yeah.
Something like that. I mean, there's a ton of showings of this movie. Not as many as there was of Star Wars.
It's not even that. The theater we're going to is not even that big a theater.
Yeah.
It's half the size. It's half the size of the other ones we normally go to.
Yeah, it's 12 screen rooms, but there's much fewer seats in each one. So its capacity, is a much smaller theater. But yeah, that's my prediction for Toy Story 4. So it's one of those things, I kind of wish it was bad, so it would just be alright, no more. And stop. But I know it's not going to be. So I'll just have to deal with it, I guess.
Yeah.
And after that, we've got yesterday.
Yeah.
To finish out the month, followed by Spider-Man Far From Home and Stuber. I think we're going to be able to see Stuber early, see if our review actually goes up early. You said you were interested in The Art of Self-Defense?
Yeah. That trailer looks pretty good.
Yeah. Lion King will probably be a good movie because it's going to be a remake of, a very close remake of a very good movie. This one's Jon Favreau directing.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. A lot of these live action remakes from Disney so far just seem like it didn't matter who the director was because the orders from up top were make it just like the other one, but remove any of the embarrassing shit from it, like racist crows.
Yeah, I could have done with some racist crows in Dumbo though.
Just to mix things up.
Yeah, just to mix things up. Actually, Dumbo departed quite a bit.
Yeah,
from the original.
it did. But Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast is definitely the closest so far.
Lion King looks like it's gonna be real close too.
Yeah.
I mean that first trailer was literally shot for shot remake of the original trailer for the animated movie.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, you expect certain things in there anyway, like the sun rising and that African song that no one in America really knows the lyrics for, but everyone recognizes instantly. And then, Pride Rock, and you expect the all the typical song, all the big songs in there. But are they re-recorded, remastered all the songs?
I don't know.
I wonder. I mean,
I couldn't find any evidence that Elton John was involved. So.
Yeah, that's a shame. So, but yeah, that's my prediction for that movie. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood or it might be Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Looks really good.
I trust the poster more than I trust the entry on IMDb.
Think so?
Yeah.
It's got right now on IMDb a 9.6 out of 10 rating. Holy crap.
It's pretty good.
When was the last time you saw a movie that highly rated on IMDb? That movie looks really good. And almost sneezed all over the mic. Then we got Hobbs and Shaw, which looks freaking ridiculous. Got a Maori war dance in there, and just they can't seem to figure out in that universe if a car is heavy enough to pull an aircraft down or not.
Yeah. Or if maybe a Black Hawk might be heavier than a C-130. I'm not really sure.
Or a Black Hawk, I mean, yeah. So, and then that pretty much ends our summer movie season. There's a few things here or there in the months after that that may or may not see. But yeah, I think the next thing after that I'm excited about is Rambo Last Blood. Probably. And I can't figure out what this Ad Astra. Like, watching the trailer partway through, I was like, "Am I watching a trailer for the same movie?" It just seemed like to have a very serious tonal shift halfway through that trailer.
And like at one point, it almost felt like a remake of 2001.
Yeah. And then 21 Bridges. Which looks, I mean, it's got J.K. Simmons in it, so, and Chadwick Boseman, so, I mean, what's not to like, right? And yeah, Joker, yeah, it's just a lot of like, you know, one movie 1 week, nothing for a couple weeks, another movie once the summer movie season ends. It's a sad time for all when that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Then we've got to wait for the holiday movie season. So, yeah, that's what we got coming up. So if any of that sounds of interest to you, subscribe or don't. Pretty sure it doesn't really matter on YouTube anymore. But hey, maybe it will again someday. So, you know, if you want to go ahead and subscribe so you're ready for when that day comes.
Yeah.
Otherwise, check out our other movie reviews. We just put up one for Men in Black.
Yep. Should be the previous one.
And the one before that was The Dead Don't Die?
Yep.
Okay. And our next one's definitely Toy Story 4. Yeah, we see lots of movies, and we talk about lots of movies.
Yeah. And you get the benefit of that.
Yep. Without
Lucky
without the seeing it part. That's
Yeah.
on your own.
Lucky you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you don't have to see a movie once we've reviewed it. You just...
Yeah, but you should.
Yeah.
You know. Especially if we tell you it's good.
Mm.
You can trust our opinions on movies.
Because we have the only opinions worth trusting.
Well, yeah. So, anyway, until next time.
Scram, jive turkeys.
Thanks for 100 episodes. Not that any of you done anything to really help in that, because we get almost no views on these.
Well, I mean, a few people, I guess. For those of you who have viewed them,
for those of you who, for all like 50 of you or whatever that viewed our Trader of Mars video, our second most highly viewed video on our channel, I think. Something like that. Thank you. For the two of you that, I assume it's like the same two people that keep watching our reviews and giving them those like 2 views they tend to get. Thank you. But yeah. Something about jive turkeys. I don't know. Nolan got a little
scram.
Oh, yeah. Nolan got culturally insensitive there, and I just tuned it out for a second. I don't know. How dare you?
What are you talking about? Do you love cultural insensitivity?
Hey, wait a minute. Let's not be hasty about labeling people there, Nolan. Alright? But yeah, you're right. Anyway, until next time, thanks for listening.
Bye.
Toodles.